Welcome back to another episode of Sentience, Conversations about Lives Being Lived. I'm your host, Alison. A term I think about often is strength. It is a word that carries a great deal of meaning and represents different elements for every person. Physical strength of the body, emotional strength of the heart and soul, psychological strength of the mind, strength in knowledge, character, health, communication. The list is endless, really, in how this one word, strength, can carry so much weight. When I think of my personal areas of strength, I can see that some of those areas are inherent and others were or are a necessity. I can also say that in different chapters and seasons of my life, I have desired to carry strength in areas that were important to me at that time in life and may or may not be important now or in the future. An ebb and flow of sorts. In one way or another, though, strength has been present for me for as long as I can remember. It has carried me through many challenging moments in life, a tool for success, and I am grateful for that fact every single day. Meeting new people and learning about their stories is one of my areas of strength, and a major part of why I created this show. Developing a platform for people to share their gifts with the world through the medium of television, a strength of vision. On today's episode, our guest exemplifies the idea of strength through incredibly inspiring and unique ways. I absolutely love connecting with others who are doing things differently, living life on their own terms, and really owning that space, which today's guest does so well through her work in the community. It is pretty amazing. With that being said, I am thrilled to introduce Maui-based Muay Thai and fitness coach Lauren Sweeney. Welcome to the show.
Yes, thank you for having me.
I am thrilled to have you here. It's just been really a very cool evolution to getting to today. And so thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, well, I'm really fascinated by the topic of Muay Thai, and it's so foreign to me. So I'm really excited to, learn about your journey and your story with it, and how you got to today. But why don't you first tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah. So my name is Lauren. I'm originally from Washington State. I moved to Maui in 2009, just right after high school, and been here ever since.
Wow, so you came right after high school.
Yeah.
And what inspired you to come to Maui?
The weather, of course. Yeah, Washington is just so cold and dark, and I don't know, just the sun and the warmth, and just kind of, that's who I am, and I think we'll get into it later, but I think it's so true just how the sun has that effect on your, physiological self, so. Yeah.
Well, I can say I love the Pacific Northwest, but
it is nice.
It's amazing and so beautiful, but I get it. It's I don't know if I could handle all of that rain and cold.
Yeah.
Seattle is such a cool city and a fun town, but I've always wondered about that. So I understand that. Desire for warm weather. We've talked a little bit about it, but I'm originally from Chicago, where it gets bitter cold.
Oh yeah,
so, so the sunshine and the year-round warmth is quite wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay, so Muay Thai. So how did you? Well, let me backtrack for a moment. So you're a trainer or a coach, a fighter. Can you tell me a little bit about how Muay Thai plays a role in your life and what you do with it?
Yeah, so I guess, I originally started going to the gym kind of just to take classes, just getting back into more of my physical health, and saw that there were kickboxing classes. Then the coach had offered Muay Thai, which is kind of more like the technique and the art of Muay Thai, and so I was interested in that, so I started taking classes there, and I've just been hooked ever since day one that I started going to the classes, and now it just plays a role in my life, like breathing. I want to do it all the time. I want to teach people. I want to train, and so I just.
Okay, and so can you talk a little bit about how Muay Thai is similar and different to kickboxing, like the traditional idea of kickboxing?
Yeah, so it's pretty similar. It's just Thai kickboxing. So you're kind of adding a couple different weapons. So in regular kickboxing, you just have like your hands and like kicks, and then for Muay Thai, you can add your knees and your elbows. So you're adding a couple different weapons, I guess, in a sense. It's like the art of 8 limbs.
The art of 8 limbs.
The art of 8 limbs, yeah.
What is that?
Yeah, so you have your hands for striking, so like 1, 2, and then your shins, like your kicks. So like 3 and 4, then like your elbows would be like another weapon, like 5 and 6, and then your knees are total of 8. So you have 8 weapons on your body that you can use for combat. So.
Okay, and I'm familiar with traditional kickboxing.
Yeah.
And that's actually how we met. I took one of your classes.
I know, it's so exciting.
In a previous episode, I talked about how I used to do kickboxing in my 20s, and I loved it just for cardio purposes. I certainly wasn't doing it like
there are many different ways you can
fighting.
do it.
But I wasn't in training or anything. I was just taking these classes that I fell in love with, and
that's how it started for me too. That's exactly.
And it was all female kickboxing class, actually in Chicago.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe the level of physical movement that I had with it that was showing me muscles I didn't even realize I had.
Yep.
And I could.
Yep, I know.
I literally, whenever I would take these classes, it would be hard to walk for a few days afterwards, but I felt like it was the most wonderful thing in the world because it was showing me the abilities that my body had that I was not aware of.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was training my body to really develop these levels of strength that I probably didn't think was possible when I was doing that. And so I did that for a while in my 20s, and then life changed and I started doing other things. And so I just took your class, what was it, maybe 2 months ago?
Gosh.
Not that long ago.
I think it was like a month.
A month ago.
I feel like it was a month ago, yeah.
And I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated your class and enjoyed it. And I didn't feel intimidated or overwhelmed, and you were just so kind and
thank you.
I'm very rusty in that world.
You did great.
Thank you.
You did great.
Thank you. Thank you. It was. I still have some marks on my feet from the kicking, and I was like, that's a war wound, and I really appreciate that. So I'm familiar with the approaches that I took when I was younger, and wore like the boxing gloves and did the wrapping of the hands and stuff. So Muay Thai does the same thing, using the gloves?
It does, yeah.
Okay, so really it's very subtle differences.
Yeah, and there's kind of a different like tempo, also compared to maybe like UFC fights. I mean, that's like combining all the martial arts, MMA, mixed martial arts. A lot of, like Dutch kickboxing or other kickboxing has just a different tempo. Tempo meaning like timing for when you do strike. So, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's different variations around the world, but but they all kind of come together as with the same purpose or intention.
Yeah, definitely like Muay Thai
understand.
and kickboxing are more similar, and then like I said, like MMA, and you can put jiu-jitsu and like other martial arts, then you have a completely different kind of more wild, kind of style. I don't want to say wild as it's not, the technique's not there, because it is, but you're incorporating a lot of different tempos there, I guess.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that gives me some perspective, because it's when I see these different techniques and sports and martial arts, whatever they may be, they're all so fascinating to me, and just like, wow, I don't know if I could ever actually do that, and so it's it's inspiring to see people doing this and just kind of jumping in. And so you said that's kind of what you did. It came across your path and you tried it out and you fell in love with it.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And was that when you first moved here that you started?
Actually, I mean, it had been it was maybe like 2015 is probably when I like took my first class. So I had been here for a couple of years.
Okay. And you hadn't done it before that?
No, but I've always been really like active and into sports and competitive and, you know.
Wow.
So, yeah, so it was just another thing to add.
Wow, but I mean, from the work I've observed of yours and taking your class, it's like you've been doing it for your whole life.
Yeah,
you're very good. You're a natural.
Thank you. I hope so. Yeah. Thanks.
You are a natural. Okay, so can you? So it's been what, about 8 years you've been doing it?
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about how your training with Muay Thai has really changed your life and the path that you've been on?
Yeah, it definitely has changed the path. I guess it's really helped me overcome a lot of obstacles, of course, physically, mentally, especially, just because I have a lot of, or have dealt with, you know, a lot of like anxiety and fear, I suppose, like many of us do. But it's just such a mental game. It's not just a physical game. I mean, your body can do all the training it can, but it just really comes down to the mental part of yourself doing Muay Thai. It's so mental.
So you have found that the sport has really helped in that area of reducing anxiety. That's incredible.
Yeah.
How do you feel that happens? Like, what do you think it is about the sport, this one in particular?
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many sports out there, but I'm really intrigued about how people gravitate. They find something that really changes life for them, and then, you know, really focus on that. So how do you feel Muay Thai in particular can do this for a person?
Yeah, so for me personally, I think Muay Thai has really helped me because it's not just the gym where I'm learning or using these skills, I'm using them in life as well. You know, I'm more confident, I guess as a female, you know, being able to maybe like defend myself, or if, you know, that were some altercation were to happen. So confidence outside of the gym, going back mentally, especially with competing, you know, every time I compete, you know, I'm walking to the ring and you're nervous and, you know, you have all these like jitters and anxiousness, but for me, what I'm just learning a lot through coping methods, say, you know, with anxiety or whatever it might be, is just like you have to create these new neurological pathways in your brain, and this is one way that I am doing it. Courage is not having fear, it's standing in the face of fear and pushing through the fear. That's what courage is. And so every time that I am able to challenge myself, even though I am afraid, I get past it, and then that's what I take and put it into my real life, like, you know. So.
Well, I find that to be really incredible, Lauren. And I think we've talked a bit about like work I've done with identity development and how that has really helped my life in that area of anxiety and stress, and just really starting to uncover things in my life. And so I love learning about stories where people find these tools that provide that space to sort of unravel and find, well, okay, I'm really struggling with this component in my life, and there's this tool, whatever it may be, that is helping you with the courage and to break through that and to step out of that space into a place of confidence and strength building, and it's incredible. It's incredible. So I'm really thrilled to hear that you found that in your life, and that it's had not only, you know, a physical health impact and really just strengthening that part of your life, but also your entire life and how you navigate through life. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Well, there's something that you had stated on social media, and I love this quote. You have the power and the ability to choose what you think about. I absolutely love that. When I saw that, I was like, I want to highlight that because it's so true. And I feel like a lot of people struggle with getting to that space. And so I'm really glad that you stated that, because it is possible, and you found that through this work.
Yeah.
It's just, congratulations.
Yeah.
Because I know how hard it can be.
It's hard. It's very hard.
It can be debilitating.
Oh yeah.
And you know, to look back from my own personal life, you know, to look back, it's like where I was and where I am, and having compassion for that that space, but this gratitude for finding tools that help break through that.
Yeah.
It's just extraordinary, and being at peace with where you're at, and so being able to think about what you want, and so it's beautiful quote. Beautiful quote. Okay, well, I would like to run a clip. You have some incredible training pictures that I would love to share of you doing Muay Thai. So if we can pull up the clip, please, of Lauren's training.
Oh, those are so nice.
I love it. I love it
too.
Okay, can you talk a little bit about that last one? Was that from a competition?
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Oh, that's a good one.
When I saw that one, can you talk about it?
Yeah. So that's just you know, my coach and I, Crew Brian. Crew is, you know, like the master of, like, I guess how a black belt would be. You know, jiu-jitsu, if you put it that way, just a little more relatable, because I feel like people might know a little bit more about jiu-jitsu, but. You know, he's like our coach. Crew is just like he has gotten that title from his training and his, I guess, test, you know, that he had to pass to become a crew. So that was him and I. That was actually, I think, my last competition that I had in California. And it's just, so we're just like Ying to each other, W-A-I. So, you know, he's just like saying a prayer over me too. Like I'm in the ring and he's outside, and he's just like blessing me, you know, kind of before I compete. So.
And he's your coach here?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So he's Maui based as well.
Yeah.
And what was his name again?
Brian.
Brian.
Brian Cressman.
And so Crew is like a title?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, see, this is all all new for me. So this is well, it's a beautiful, beautiful picture. And when you sent that to me for our clips, I was like, I want to know the story behind this, because it was just it just feels like such a powerful moment.
It is, yeah.
So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, it's definitely I'm really glad I have that shot.
Yeah. And when was that competition?
That was, like I said, I think that was the last one I had done. It was February of 2022.
Oh, okay. So
yeah. So it's been
fairly
a little
recent.
bit. It's been
a little bit, but fairly recent.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, wow. I just, my mind is really blown, because I don't know. You're just, you have this really fierce, incredible energy, and I really appreciate that. Yeah. So, I'm thrilled for all of this work that you're doing, and that it's evolving here on Maui.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, I would love to dive in a bit about your work with clients and people in the community, and how you bring that to individuals. Like, do you have customized training, or like, can you talk a little bit about that? Like, do you work like at a gym, or do you work out in the community? Like, what is your process?
Yeah, so so when I moved back to Maui, I moved off Maui for a little bit. I was in LA for about 2 years. When I had moved back in November of 2021, I was with Brian, and I was kind of just, of course, like learning more under him. I mean, you're always shadowing, like you're your coach, you're learning everything from them. So then having the opportunity to actually teach classes at his school, at his gym. So I was doing that for about a year, and then just taking a little break, and then I kind of got into jiu-jitsu. And so now I'm just taking, you know, everything that I've learned and just passing it on. I think I really love to teach, and I think I have a lot of style from him, just about how particular things need to be too, like how detailed. And so I'm just kind of training people, you know, like on the ocean front, shores of Maui right now, and it's working out really well. Like I have a lot of people who, you know, are really consistent and really want to learn the art, and you know, I'm really trying to branch out to people who do want to learn the art, who do want just the physical kind of aspect, you know, whatever you want to do, but really trying to incorporate a lot of more of like the mental part of it as well, you know, so.
Well, and I think that that's very unique, this approach that you're taking. And do you teach both adults and children, or do you like to focus on one or the other?
Yeah, so right now I am just teaching adults, but I'm definitely able to teach like younger kids or teenagers, or you know, under 10. So yeah. I have in California taught a couple like younger people, and then at the school, like with Brian, I was teaching the kids class.
Okay.
So it's totally different, so cute, but totally different. They're funny. The kiddos are so funny.
But still teaching them self-empowerment.
Oh yeah,
and just so many
focus.
Focus, yes, and just so much at a young age. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you find is the like who is most interested in doing kickboxing? Is it men, women? Do you find a lot of teens or youth that are interested in it?
It's really hard to say. Oh man, it really just, that's a tough one. I feel like ultimately it comes down maybe to the parent if they bring them to the first class, and then if they show that interest, because we have people kids who have been training for years, you know, who have shown that interest, and then you know how that goes. I mean, kids can't drive, so they just have to, I guess, express that to their parents if they like that. And then of course with adults, I have a lot of people who have expressed, you know, wanting to learn the art. And then you know, I think I am a little bit more female based right now, which is great, but I do have male clients as well, and which is really cool. Because you know, I'm like, oh, am I like good enough to train the guys or whatever? But yeah, yeah, I am.
Yes, you are.
No,
yes.
no, I have a lot to learn. I have a lot of stuff to learn. So,
well, that's just so interesting to me, because I really appreciate the all-female aspect of different classes. I mean, I've taken, you know, classes with men and women, and that's great too. But there's something very special about the female empowerment, really, specifically with something like kickboxing, because it can be really intimidating and it can be overwhelming. And so to have that environment is a gift.
Yeah.
It's a gift. And so I was just curious if there's a lot of women that are interested in it.
Yeah.
You know, and something that was a really nice takeaway from taking your class was I really appreciate this ability to focus on strength and focus on, you know, where you're at in life right now, and not really worrying too much about your surroundings.
Yeah.
And just really finding yourself and embracing being a female and a fierce female. And that was a big takeaway from your class. And so I appreciate that.
Yeah. That's so nice to hear, because you know, that's definitely what I hear from other females. It's like, I'm intimidated, you know, with guys or doing the other class. And I think like being able to provide that surrounding with all of us gives us a sense of ease, you know, that we're not there that we're there for us and to get better for ourselves, you know. For me personally, like, I mean, this is just me personally. I haven't really had an issue with training with males or females, just because for me, I think like the males are stronger, you know, in I don't know how I'm trying to say this, but like
just
their
physically
body,
stronger.
physically, yeah. Not that we're not strong, absolutely not that, because we are. But so then I think I'm going to be better if I train against a guy. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay,
so that's how I look at it.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, they're stronger. Okay.
Challenging yourself, right?
Yeah, so I'm like, I got to be better than the guy. You know, like if I can beat a guy, then I'm doing okay. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, absolutely,
Yeah, not
absolutely.
discounting our strength or anything at all,
but giving yourself that challenge.
Yeah. Maybe it's about the challenge.
Yeah,
then.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
So I haven't really had that, you know, but I definitely have, you know, women definitely saying they're like intimidated or whatnot. And so I want to be able to just have anyone come to the gym and just drop everything at the door and be able to train comfortably, I guess. So it's nice to provide that for like women who don't want to train with guys. So
yeah, it's a nice option to have.
Yes.
I guess it's
Yes.
and you know, from expanding on your business, you know, that's a great tool to have for people. So okay, so in terms of you mentioned that you train on the beach or by the ocean, and can you talk more about that? Because I feel like that's really a wonderful selling point for taking classes with you, because it's just a different experience. I mean, going to the gym is great, and it has its benefits, and it has its place, but being in nature and connecting to the earth, grounding with the earth while doing the depths of this type of work seems really special. And so can you talk a little bit about that, or how your clients embrace that?
Yeah. So I guess I've just found a really nice spot along the shore, grass. I do have a couple like beach trainings where it's in the sand, which I think just physically challenges you a lot, because working out in the sand is a lot harder than, well, I shouldn't say a lot harder, but it's a different kind of workout. So I think being able to train outside does help us mentally as well, just for the sunlight we're taking in. I mean, all the sun and vitamins that we're getting into our eyes, you know, our skin, just really helps boost our mood too. So I'm really glad that I can incorporate the mental side of training and working out, and incorporating it being outside with all the other like aspects we have, and then, you know, not wearing our shoes outside and the grounding. So
exactly.
There's a lot of really great benefits. And then just you know, looking out in the ocean is just like, look where we're at, you know, it's awesome.
Yes, it's just this full experience, it sounds like.
Yeah, full experience.
Do you have larger classes by the beach, or is it more of a one-on-one kind of experience?
Just one-on-one right now.
Okay.
I am taking, you know, maybe like private group classes, maybe like 2 to 3, maybe 4 max. But I'm not really doing any kind of like open classes right now. But would like to go back to maybe doing like a month of my beach workout. So yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, I love the concept, and it reminds me of many years ago when my son was just a baby, and I was living in California at the time, and found this great group of moms, and it was basically a boot camp with strollers.
Yeah, I think I've heard of that and seen it. That's so great. I love it. Love it.
And I was just hooked on that. And it was not only community, but it was also just a group of moms with our jogging strollers, and we would meet at a park and do like really serious workouts, and our kids would be in the stroller, and I never forgot that, and how grateful I was for that. And aside from, I used to be a runner, and so aside from that, I've pretty much always done workouts inside at a gym or in a studio, and so I just always remembered that experience with that group of moms and being outside, and it was just a completely different experience. So I can't even imagine doing this kind of training by the ocean. That must be stunning, and just really, especially here in Maui, you know, just connecting to the earth like that.
Yeah.
And building these strength, you know, building strength and building empowerment. Just like, while having this beautiful view. But wow, well, that's wonderful.
And then going back, you know, with like, you know, the stroller and having a child, you can still do things, you know. So with Muay Thai people, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't think I could do that, or I don't think I can do that. You know, like, yes, you can. It's not as hard as you, like, okay, it's hard, don't get me wrong, but don't be afraid by thinking it's this or whatnot. You know, you have this community of moms who are still doing something, getting your, you know, health going, and you're doing it with your child, and that's so great.
And yes, exactly. And I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think a lot of people feel like, I can't do this, or that's just too much work, or that looks exhausting, or whatever it may be. And perhaps that's like an element of that conditioning and that ability to develop that self-empowerment. It's like, I can't do that, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be a challenge, but I want to take that on. And so that seems like an element of Muay Thai, and
it is.
It's like maybe the first step. It's like, okay, we're doing this. So
because it's hard. It's very hard.
I mean, just taking a kickboxing cardio class is hard for me. So I can't even imagine what you do, but it is so impressive, Lauren. And I just, like I said, I'm thrilled to have met you, because I can't say I've ever met a female Muay Thai fighter and trainer before. And so it's an honor. You know, I am very impressed with the work you're doing, and just seeing how it's impacted your life in such incredible ways. So I congratulate you with that.
Thank you.
Well, we have a short clip of Lauren training with, maybe it's your coach, or
let's check it out.
So yeah, if we can run that, please. Those are just great clips. I love them, and they're so different.
They are so different,
You know, and it's like, you know what? This is no nonsense. This is what we're doing.
And I think that's why I'm cracking up.
Those were great.
I'm not easy on the kids, you know.
It's like, nope, we're not doing it this way. We're doing it this way.
I know you have to kind of treat the kiddos a little different, but at the same time, you know, they're going out into the world, and I want to prepare them for whatever it may be.
It's having gentle moments, but you know what? No, this is what you need to prepare for. Gosh. Well, thank you for sharing those.
She kept her hands up. She put them back, and
you just had to tell her once, and then
so don't worry, I didn't hit hard, okay? So
no, that was great. Thank you for sharing those. Okay, well, can you discuss a little bit about what your goals and your visions are going forward?
Gosh, so many goals and so many visions. I guess ultimately, just try to further gain as much knowledge as I can. You know, I think every day I'm learning something. Just continue to be in the gym, continue to train myself, and I mean, what you learn is just completely endless, especially with Muay Thai. And like I said, you can put it in your everyday life, and I do, and I continue to do that. So ultimately, I guess just have a gym of my own, and be able to just pass on and provide classes for adults, for kids, women, and incorporate other martial arts, you know, maybe jiu-jitsu or, yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, just continue to do that, so.
Well, that sounds ambitious and,
Yeah.
and definitely very realistic.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Yeah.
I'm excited to see what evolves for you
Yeah.
and, you know, going forward.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Lauren, it has been an absolute
Yeah.
pleasure talking
Thank
with you today
Yeah.
about your journey and how you have transformed your life in such a unique way and how you want to bring this to other people's lives.
Yeah.
I'm inspired by you and wish you the best of luck on your path ahead. You know, helping others develop healthy lifestyles and really building on self-empowerment and confidence. It's so important, especially in this really intense world we're living in, and everybody's journey is so different, but having these tools just seems like such a gift.
Yeah.
A gift. So,
Yeah.
to learn more about Lauren's work or to register for a class or personal training, talk further with her, you can check out her Instagram page, which is at Lauren Sweeney, and we will put that up because it does have underscores in it.
Yeah.
It's at _Lauren_Sweeney_. But we will put that up on the screen. And yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
It's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming today, because this is a lot of fun. This is a lot of fun.
We did. We were having fun over here. Yeah.
But okay. Well, thank you for joining us for Sentience, Conversations about Lives Being Lived. All episodes can be watched on Akaku channels in Maui County and streamed everywhere on the Akaku Maui Stream app. You can also view all episodes on our YouTube channel, Sentience, Conversations about Lives Being Lived. I am Alison Samalita, and I look forward to seeing you again next time.